Hello, hello. I'm Irina Baker, and I'm here with Mary, and we're going to talk about and I think Mary's too, the most favorite topic in the whole world right now, right? At least one of the favorite topics. We're going to talk about divine guidance signs, why we need them, what we need them for. The point is, when I squeak all by myself about that, that's one thing. But when I also have support on my side, the help on my side, that I'm not the only crazy one. I also have Mary here and other people, and when they share their stories, so I think that's actually good because it adds validity that the signs are super important and we do need to pay attention to them. So, okay, let's start. First of all, Mary. Hi, Mary.
Hello, Irina.
We are going to talk about your very first sign. So let's talk about, I guess it's when you came to me as a client at my event. Actually, the first one was how we met was Divine Guidance Challenge. So, and how God works actually the last minute. God always works in the last minute. That means God brought you to me, to my class, literally the last minute. First, it was, I think the last day was Sunday, but you found me on Saturday and Divine Guidance Challenge was already going. And at that time, we had recordings available. And so Mary got recordings, started watching, spent basically whole Saturday, as you said. Saturday. You were watching those recordings, all the classes. And then I asked, are you coming the last day? And I didn't know what to expect because I don't know you. I've never even seen you before, right? And Mary said, of course I'm coming. And then Mary showed up on the last day. And since then, it's been quite a journey and quite an experience. And Mary brought so many signs, and God just, I'm sharing the title here, the Queen of Divine Guidance Signs. So the first sign that I guess, when was it? The Saturday time?
Yeah, Saturday.
It was Saturday. Okay, Mary, talk about it.
So I had beginning your classes and I was taking notes, and I knew I needed to start writing them down because, like you said, God brings you to you in the last minute, but it's always perfect timing. And so I knew I needed your instruction very much so. And so I already had pen and paper, and I believe you said in the first recording, I hope you have pen and paper. And I was like, yep, I'm already ready. And so I was jotting down different notes of things that you were talking about, including being able to see trucks that went by and different pictures. And I was like, oh, that's why I keep seeing all these trucks. So it really, like, I was already your student before we got to meet. Like I was just learning. And so at one point in the second course, you had mentioned about going to a coffee shop and being able to just observe and do that. And I was like, okay, I can do that. So I went to a coffee shop, and it was really kind of an emotional day. And I had just been given the day before on that Friday that there was no more, cancer in the breast, like that mammogram cleared it. And here I am with you on Saturday. And it was like, this was my new opening, so it was like a lot of emotion, like, where do I go now in life? And that's what I was thinking when I was in the coffee shop. Like, what am I going to do? Like, I don't know where to go or what's going to happen. And I did start to just tear up. And I just heard the music all of a sudden said, don't cry, it's going to be okay. And I was like, what? And I was like, don't cry, it's going to be okay. And I'm thinking about it. And of course, I'm like, what Irina's saying is true. So I don't have like a pen and paper with me, but I'm here for it. And again, like the tears started to just like well up. And I heard again, dry your tears. It's okay. Jesus drives an Astrovan. And I just busted out laughing because I'm a car person. So if anybody wanted to confirm to me that what I heard was meant for me, put Jesus in the Astrovan. That's going to get my attention.
When
And
when I heard that part of your story, when we were talking about divine guidance science, Mary, it took us some time because Mary had to explain to me what Astrovan means. I started asking, what exactly does it mean? And what is it all about? So here is a teaching point for everybody, because look at this. That sign was designed specifically for you, Mary, because you would understand perfectly and it would relate to you. Astrovan is something that you understood, you relate, it related to you, and you took it personally because that was the song was speaking your language. If I would listen to the song, yes, I do pay attention to stuff, but it wouldn't make such an impact on me, because I wouldn't even know what Astrovan and what the heck Jesus is driving, right? He was on a donkey, as far as I know. Just joking here, but right. So that's an interesting point right now. Those who if you like science and you follow them, that's a good point to remember.
Yes, because I knew it was made just for me to acknowledge I was in the right place, because when I heard that I needed to just sign right up for your class when I was on LinkedIn, and so I went right in and did it, it was just confirmation that this is exactly where I was supposed to be, 100%, and everything was going to be okay.
And here is another teaching point. First of all, divine guidance show you that where you are at this point and where you were at that point. Yes, it's a new adventure for you. It's a basically new start in life, like you said, right?
Yeah.
And you were not sure, and you even got sad because of that, right? So the guidance was there saying, okay, even though you don't know what's ahead of you, but it will be okay. We're protecting you. We're here. I am guiding you, and you will be fine as long as you get my guidance, listen to it, right, and follow what I'm saying. Just follow my Astrovan, you'll be fine.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, because I was literally dabbing my eyes with a napkin, and the song said, "Dry your tears."
Here goes another teaching point I wanted to mention. Thank you. Yes. Imagine it was an immediate answer. You didn't need to wait for it for several days.
Right. And it was literally like, you're exactly where you are. You listened, you started, doing the course, you started writing down, like, you're exactly where you are to be. She said, go to a coffee shop. Now you're here because you said, okay, and we get to talk to you. And that's how Jesus drives an Astrovan.
That is amazing. And yes, I do now remember that I did send you to a coffee shop. So you had a rendezvous with Jesus right there.
And then you had also mentioned the rabbit. And then when I was on the way home, a rabbit jumped into the middle of the street. And then I just laughed, because it was just like, just in case you forgot that we drove an Astrovan and we dried your tears, we said it's gonna be okay, here's the rabbit.
Unbelievable. I mean, I know it's believable, but it's just amazing. Just amazing, right? And how did it make you feel? This is the main thing, right? If you upset and sad and you lost all these feelings that we not only not supposed to feel, but it just makes our life harder, right? You already went through so much hardships. Why would you need it now? But what did they do for you? What did they, both sides?
I mean, the hugest part was, one, just being there. And because it was so instantaneous, there was no doubt that I was fully supported, no matter what was going to happen. Just have faith, because everybody was there, including Jesus. Right? Yes. And it was going to be fine. And to just let go of the fear. Didn't matter. Just let go of the fear. And it was going to be okay.
And you actually told me why, because you knew that that it was for a reason that Jesus drives Astravan. And I said, why exactly did you need to hear about Astravan? And you said, it's humor, it's God's humor, right?
Yeah.
And you would understand. I wouldn't be. I would be so oblivious to this humor, it would just pass me, right? But you understood, and what did you do?
I mean, I just busted out laughing because I knew it was meant for me and it was going to be okay, so much so that God could tell me a joke.
Yep. Yep.
That only I was going to get. Nobody else was laughing in the coffee shop, by the way. I was the only one laughing.
You got a full range of experience. You went to the store, coffee shop, I sent you to, and you got from tears into laughter, and everything changed, and you started a new journey on a very positive way instead of being in that negative energy. So that's a tremendous result, I would say, right?
Very tremendous. And then when I got home, you had left me 3 messages. One, like an email, 1 text, and 1 phone call. And I was like, holy cow. Right? Like in things in 3s. So just to make sure you were on board, you know, they let me know you were on board to be my teacher, and I was on board to be your student.
Oh, I remember doing this, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, she doesn't know me. She'll think I'm stalking her like crazy. Usually I
Not
don't
at
do that.
all.
And suddenly, I had a reason. I needed to know if you were coming on Sunday or not. But interestingly enough, how you took it. So obviously, Spirit Divine make me or compelled me to do it with you, so you would get that message.
Yeah, because in the morning I got the message to find you, and then later on you got the message to find me.
Yeah, that's interesting, right? We don't know it consciously, but we do know it somehow, and we somehow make it happen. So what divine guidance provide is the conscious knowledge. It's the awareness, because you lived before with science as well. Like, let's talk about that. You said that you've known about the science before, but what's the difference between knowing the science before and actually right now when you came to my Divine Guidance Challenge class?
Well, this is the way that it makes sense to me. Like sometimes when people learn to play the piano, right? You get A, B, C, and you start with middle C and you go from there. Which is not the same as somebody who shows up and starts performing a concerto next to you, right? So I had A, B, C, D, E, right? But you brought it to me. So then I learned French, German, Spanish, right? And so it's not just expanding, it's way expanding, not just a little bit. And it wasn't just like, oh, I wonder what 333 means. And oh, that's nice that I get to see these numbers. Now it's like, watch the whole world move. Boom, 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 boom.
Yep, right. That's right. That's right.
You know,
Right.
not just English, all the languages.
Right. And I always say that this is like learning the new language, because to learn the new language, you not only need vocabulary, but you also need to understand what that vocabulary means. And you said that, right? You saw the signs and you would say, yes, I know it's a sign, but what does it mean? Some of them are pretty obvious, but a lot of them are not. So you have to know exactly what the message that is being conveyed.
And it's by that repetition, because when you had mentioned like seeing the gold medal on the truck, I instantly thought of the amount of trucks showing up around me, in front of me, behind me. And I was like, I wonder what a lion means. And it was because of that that I realized how many different ways those signs are coming through. And they're trying to communicate with you, no matter if it's just a thought in your head, like, I wonder if I should do this. And then all of a sudden, you know, a kangaroo jumps in front of you. What would that mean? Like, yes, go do that, go jump forward. But you wouldn't know that beforehand. right?
Right. And many people don't think what it means. They just see the
Mhm.
kangaroo jumping in front of you, but that's
Mhm.
about it. Oh, that's a cute kangaroo. And oh, that is a kangaroo, right?
Right.
But what is it? What's the message? Why is it there? Why is it there at that particular moment in your
Mhm.
life? What kind of messages she or he is bringing to you and so forth.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's a very different level of looking at reality and interpreting it and getting the information, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So when you compare with what you know now with
Mhm.
before that you didn't know me, you haven't been in my classes. So how would you compare the classes? You already said ABC versus concerto. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
I would, this question is, you didn't know the meaning. So would you say that looking back, you could say, oh my gosh, how many signs I've missed? How
Um,
many times I could just be encouraged and guided and I missed it? Would you say that?
well, yes, but I wouldn't give myself, I'm so glad that I was in the space to have it now because of everything that happened, before now. I would only understand little bits and pieces. But because I am exactly where I am now, it opened up and every theater door opened. And so over, like I now can see all 6 plays like at the same time and understand them. Where I
Mm.
don't know that I would have been able to do that before. Does that make
Mhm.
sense?
Yes, it's a little bit different answer to my question, but it's a very, very good point because in this case, what you mean, because based on your experiences that you had to go through and you had to grow spiritually because of your experiences,
Mhm.
now you became so receptive. And that's when time came for you to be in my class and learn about it,
Yeah.
because otherwise you wouldn't be able to grasp as deep and
Right.
as fast as you could do now.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Very cool. Very cool.
You're
Very
very cool. Just have to
cool.
say, Miss Irina.
We are very cool, right? We have fun in our classes. And if you are interested in this conversation, I would encourage you to join us at the next Divine Guidance Challenge event. It's Divine Guidance Challenge, and you can find it on giftfromIrina.com//challenge. Gift from Irina, IRINA.com/challenge. Thank you so much and see you there. Bye-bye.